Hello again, everyone. It feels like it's been forever since I made a video on here, but here we are. So I've been doing a lot of work over in EconomicPreppers. I'll talk about that in a minute and we'll catch you up on that. But that was pretty much last week. But first, XRP. And before we do that, I have to remember to do this more often. Please, if you like this kind of content, like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell, all that cool stuff that we do on YouTube. Helps out the channel, helps things going. But let's jump right into XRP and why it's been such big news. Now, a judge made a ruling last week, okay? And the ruling basically said that XRP was not a security, unless it is. It's still not clear. It's a little cloudy. But for the most part, that's why XRP jumped up so much. Now, and it went up, it nearly doubled, and several altcoins went up recently as well. So part of this conversation is going to be about altcoins and why you would get involved in an altcoin. But let's start with XRP. And one of the number one reasons to talk about an altcoin is that it's got a particular usage or a use case that Bitcoin doesn't serve very well. So it's its primary usage of that project or that token benefits someone or some project or some company and has utility. So it's a reason that compels someone to go get and use that token. So for example, Theta, if you want to do video on demand on the internet, Theta is probably your best bet to as far as a platform. Theta.tv, they have patents and so on. XRP's use case, it's important to know that when XRP started, it didn't really have this intended use case way back when, but Brad Garlinghouse has talked to a lot of central bankers. And the use case right now seems to be the new SWIFT system or the rails for central banks to transmit currency from one bank to another, or just think of it as like the grease on the skids for like improving SWIFT system, which is decades old now. And if you don't know the SWIFT system, I think it's I think it is the test me in the acronym, but I think it was a social, like something worldwide interbank funding transmission. Basically, it's all it is a glorified text message to the banks and say, hey, you've got money, or which you've got currency, not money. Money and currency are different. That's another topic, another video for later on. XRP's use case, though, is tied to banking. And the idea that these banks, these central banks, are going to be using digital currency and making it even easier for them to send money from bank to bank, send currency from bank to bank to settle transactions. XRP serves this use case. So the gamble or the wager that people have made, or the investment criteria that people have used, is that if banking persists and these banks need to send money, they're going to, of course, go to the cheapest solution that works. Can they build their own solution? Of course they can. And they're building their own central bank digital currencies. They're doing that already. But the banks must talk to one another and send money, currency from one to another. And XRP makes that much more efficient than using Western Union or existing system or the SWIFT system or even the chip system that's been based out of China. So again, other companies are building their own blockchains. But they're not there yet. We know that FedNow is supposed to come out sometime this month, and it could very well use XRP as part of its system. Now, there are debates on that, of course, but that is basically the use case. So now that the SEC has had somewhat of a loss to XRP for I think it's over 2 years now that this court case has been out there, that the SEC has been contending that XRP is a security. Now it's been deemed not. I think they're going to appeal. They're going to keep trying it because they want to push this out as long as they can and extend the duration of the existing system, the SWIFT system, and prevent people, especially in the United States, from getting on XRP and using that. But it seems to be inevitable that the banks don't seem to be going away that quickly. We'll see. But if you believe that the banks are going to persist for another couple of years or so, it's going to take time for them to build their own system. In the near term, XRP will be a benefit to those banks because is the most frictionless. It's the easiest way to transmit currency from bank to bank. And of course, with cryptocurrency, the transaction is the settlement. So you don't have to wait for days for money to clear. Now, what they charge customers, and they'll probably charge 30 to 50 bucks per wire, but the costs for the banks will go down probably by a factor of 10 or more. It will be very, very cheap. It'll probably put Western Union out of business, which will impact Walmart as well, because that's a big profit center for them. But that's the use case for XRP. Now, I understand that a lot of crypto people do not like the banks. It's a point of contention. It's a point of control. We don't like the inflation that they're creating. They're creating more US dollars digitally, virtually, however they're doing it. But regardless, they are causing inflation because of that. And that's part of the fractional reserve banking, the central banking issues that we're all contending with. And that's been the cause of the inflation for the last few years, because they've added 50% of the currency to the existing supply. So when currency goes up, prices go up accordingly. It just has to, and now we've had fewer goods produced because they put so many. It's been a struggle for farming, and any kind of production, any kind of manufacturing production has slowed down. Consumerism has slowed down. Anyway, XRP, it seems to be at the forefront as we head into the digital age, one step closer, one step further into it with central banks. So again, as long as central banks exist, XRP will probably be benefiting from it. And again, as a reminder, cryptocurrencies are global. The SEC is only for the United States. Over 90% of XRP transactions are outside the United States. So a lot of people don't really care what the SEC has to say, because I believe the latest numbers were that it was about 40% of all cryptocurrency transactions were in the US a couple of years ago. Now it's like 25. So it's getting much more global, much more utility, many more people are involved, and many more companies and countries are getting involved. So XRP stands to benefit. That is the use case. Now, we made a video about this over on EconomicPreppers. I'll try to remember to link it up here. We did an impromptu video as we were recording last week. We recorded a whole bunch of videos when Dylan visited Patrick and myself out here for the week. We shot an entire intro to crypto course that we're editing right now and getting that ready. And we also started the first several videos for becoming your own bank. So look for those to be coming out shortly. We'll be putting them out there. It's going to be a benefit to the community, because it's going to be a one-stop shop of 3 of us talking about the topics instead of just one person. And it's a good dialogue, good videos, and we'll make it affordable to everyone. But in the meantime, if you need anything, you see the numbers across the bottom. You see that my calendar is out there. I'm always available to talk to you guys. Reach out on that number. Text it is probably the best answer, or reach out to me on Patreon. That's probably also a great way to get a hold of me. I try to make myself as available as possible, but I will be making more videos over the course of this week about altcoins. And for those of you who don't remember Altcoinopoly, I'll give you a refresher on that. That was a game we played a couple years ago to introduce the audience to a number of different altcoins. And I'll just be talking about more about altcoins in general and going in depth on the projects on this channel. But over on EconomicPreppers, I'll be doing a top 50, 25, 50 once a week review of like the bigger projects and how they stand, how they look, what big news events are. I will probably do that on this channel and also that channel for the first week as an introduction, because we have a larger audience here. But for the most part, that weekly review will be over on EconomicPreppers. So be sure to follow both channels. Lots to come. So thanks for watching. I really appreciate your time as you spend with me, and I will talk to you soon. Take care.